It is actually, it is actually amazing that you mentioned about the bodies, about the five
Correct.
koshas.
Correct.
So exactly when one gets initiated, as Sadhguru says that they are trying to touch the, in English we call it etheric body, but the translation
Correct.
always limits in English.
Correct.
So it
Correct.
is
Correct.
Vijnanamay kosha, which means Vishesh Gyan. Vigyan
Hmm.
means Vishesh Gyan. So there is a whole thing about right now about going about this Gnana Yoga, which we call the
Hmm.
Jnana Yoga, the path
Hmm.
that one chooses. But about these things right now, when this Gnana Yoga is just entirely growing in terms of like anyone who knows something, anyone who knows the one shloka of Bhagavad Gita becomes the guru, and then he says this is gyan, this is something that else, I'll do this, do that, all this nonsense, all those talks. So how one can how one can be be protected, or yeah, protected is the right word. How can one be protected by these nonsense people, by this nonsense
Hmm.
stuff, and
Hmm.
how can one graduate in actual path of Gnana Yoga? And you can just short briefly, you can also talk about Gnana Yoga. What is it?
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah.
Okay. So basically, like what you need to keep in mind is like Gnana Yoga has nothing
Yeah.
to do with like reading books or like collecting information or what is written somewhere else. That is
Okay.
actually the first aspect of it. So if you look
Yeah.
from the Upanishadic way or the Vedantic way, like the first aspect of the Gnana Yoga actually starts with similar kind of thing, something what we know as the Zen Kwan. I think you must have heard that word. Zen Kwan is basically, for example, if you go on a
Uh,
Zen kind of Buddhism, a guru will
yeah.
give you a certain kind of word, okay, statement,
Okay.
and the
Yeah.
your meditator has to go and sit meditating on that word. Okay, so in Gnana Yoga, like the Gnana Yoga actually has got three phases. The first phase is known as the Shravana, which is basically
Mm.
listening, getting that statement from the guru. And then the second step comes is the Manana, that means the imbibing that. Okay. And then the final one, you are testing that, which is known as the Nididhasana. So you meditate on that one and then you express that one, and then now you become free of that one. Okay, it's not that
Yeah.
like you are carrying that. Okay, I know this, and then carry that, and then like if somebody asks, you can answer it. That is not that one, because the main objective of Gnana Yoga is basically uh, not everybody can sit and meditate. Okay, because of that reason, like you are using, let's say, like Aham Brahmasmi, you took it. Now you imbibe that one first, and you are going to taste it, validate it. Okay, you meditate on that one, like a why it is true or something, and eventually, like when you have the direct perception or the direct encounter with the reality that you are not this mind or body or whatever, and then you experience that, then it is Gnana Yoga. But without the meditation, like there's no Gnana Yoga. Okay. People
Yeah.
think that like there's a without meditation there is, because the main objective of meditation is to remove all these subjective biases. Because just like Sadhguru says, the moment you think, you can only think of the past only. You cannot have the direct encounter with the reality. Okay,
Yes.
because
Exactly.
if you have the direct encounter with the reality, you know it. The truth is just here. Okay, so that is basically the Gnana Yoga in one aspect. But the another way of Gnana Yoga is basically come through experience directly. You don't need to follow that path. For example, let's say
Okay.
you do the Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, let's say, or some kind of Isha Kriya or whatever. In certain moment, like you just experienced, something of the beyond, let's say. Okay,
Yeah.
now you have a Gnana. You have that like insight. Okay, now you have that insight. Now your objective is to like how to sustain it. Okay, that
Hmm.
is the main objective goal of everybody, because let's say like if you don't have, let's say like people will say in Advaita and everything, yeah, so there is nobody like there's I'm also Shiva, like everybody is Shiva and everything, but like
Yeah.
you go over there, like somebody says something, you get become angry. Okay, so basically means that like you are not living that, the essence or the crux of like
Yeah.
what it is all about, because there's no experience as such. Because like Gnana
Yes.
Yoga is a very, 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 very difficult thing actually. Unless you do not purify your senses, if you do not purify your five senses, and if you do not purify your mind, and if you are not ready to let go of what you already know, there is no Gnana Yoga. It's a very, very difficult thing, and that is the only reason like a Sadguru has given the Kriya Yoga as the easiest one, because not everybody in today's world, like not everybody can, live selflessly and in an offering way, because everybody is
Yeah.
transactional, even the relationships. And whenever, let's say, recently, like we got a Valentine's Day also. So people are like comparing about like, which restaurant or what kind of dress or what kind of gift you are getting. So it's become like a completely transactional. When your relationship is also transactional, so forget about devotion, because devotion is
Yeah.
completely off game from there itself. So because of that reason, like Kriya Yoga is something like that everybody can use it. Now, like how to defend or go beyond this is basically the whole purpose of what I am also doing it, at least for a
Yeah.
limited period of time and everything. Why it is so is because like there lacks a whole lot of, just like I told you earlier also, the influencers and then the role models.
Yeah.
Because like if you go and then like let's say go to the Instagram and everything, you will see like all these kind of people like selling other kind of things. Okay, so why Sadhguru actually said was like if you know, like in Bangalore itself, like we have got the IT team of Isha, like which actually
Yeah. Yeah.
handles like all
For the
this
research
kind of
purpose.
how to take like Isha and inner engine to the people.
Yeah.
So the main objective is like if we have got more kind of thing that is in the mainstream, then people will have contact on that one. Because at the moment, what is actually happening is like you open it, like you see that one, and everybody is there, like preaching you about a shloka or something, and which is very very dangerous and everything. Even like I've been to a lot of these energy spaces or something like that.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
mantra, whatever you are chanting, can make changes in your system. Okay,
Yes.
and now like
Yes.
if you're chatting here and there, like it's going all over the place, and you lose the integrity of your system. That's why I told you about the integrity and everything. That is very 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 important actually. So yeah, so it has to become more in mainstream. For example, like all the people who are watching this video, or some people are doing YouTube channel and like Instagram. I'm very happy they are sharing Sadhguru's videos and everything, but that is, I would say, like a not actually a right approach. Because like Isha already has got a lot of videos, you can share them also, but at the same
Hmm.
time, like it should be relatable to the people. For example, I'll tell you one time a big funny thing happened, because we were volunteering for the Safe Soil program, and one of the
Yeah. Yeah.
Bangalore volunteer came to me and then asked that, I know like nowadays like I'm getting a lot of friend requests from all the Isha meditators. So now what we are actually doing was like a first Safe Soil movement. Now like in my Facebook account, let's say, like I got like a 300 friends, and out of them, like a
Yeah.
nearly 200 or 250 people are all Isha meditators. I'm sharing the post among all of us. In a way, like it keeps you on a track, but like that is not actually what Sadhguru envisioned. Okay, I need to be 100% aware, because our objective is to take it to the people who are do not know. That basically means,
Who are unaware of those things.
correct, correct, yeah. So, for
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
let's say, like if I share the post of Sadhguru, you can also experiment yourself. Like even the people in my circle in social media, they will not even like or something. Only one or two Isha meditator will like and share or something like that. But if I share my picture like eating food or something, I get a lot of comments and a lot of likes. Okay. That basically means whenever you are creating a content, you have to create a conscious content. For example, like
Yeah.
inner engineering, you have discussed about it. You should not be sharing only Sadhguru, Sadhguru, Sadhguru. That is also needed. But at the same time, you have to share your picture. You go to certain kind of like you have to do a little bit of subtle kind of or indirect approach. Okay.
Yeah.
For example, like now, like a Jennifer Lopez movie has come up. That is a
Yeah.
perfect example, actually. Perfect example, because like people do not expect Sadhguru to be there. Like people watch the movie. That is
Exactly.
the best way to approach, actually. Okay, that's the only reason. Like I have come forward and doing this kind of sacrilege kind of thing, like sharing all my experiences and all these kind of things. Like it's not actually 100% necessary if all of us would come up ahead and then share all these kind of things. Because even if you see, like there are a lot more people who are committed to very high level of sadhana and everything.
Hmm.
100% they are there. But the main thing is like they are little bit like camera shy or whatever. I do not know. Like they might have their own purposes. I cannot speak on other people's
Yeah.
behalf. But it is very very important that like if you have got like a 10 kind of like videos on something that can actually mislead to people, there should be at least like a 3 or 4 or something like that to that one, so that people who is new to that, they can have a like a clear kind of judgment and everything. That's what it is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.